Selmon Expressway. You know, it was built to speed up the commute through Hillsborough County, but with the amount of rapid growth in Tampa Bay, local authorities say it is now time for an expansion of the Selmon. Fox 13's Jennifer Vegas is live in our newsroom. And Jennifer, there's already a plan in the works here, so what does that look like?
Chris, it's called the South Selmon Capacity Project that'll cover the 4.5-mile stretch between Florida Ave and McDill Ave. It's aimed to update infrastructure, increase safety, and add community features. What once was constructed as a thoroughway to ease your work commute, Greg Slater, Tampa Hillsborough Expressway Authority CEO, says has become
this vital artery in the city all day, every day.
There's no question. Growth in
All right, before we continue with that, I want to show you guys where the Selmon is and why they're talking about it being so important in Tampa. All right, so let's just take a look down here in Florida. Here is Tampa. Let's go to the road map. All right, you see Interstate 4 right here. It's the main east-west artery. Then you got Interstate 275, which comes down here. Interstate 4 ends downtown. We see this expressway right here. This is the Selmon. Let's turn on the traffic map so you can clearly see it. Look, oh, look at that traffic. A common gridlock spot right here at the interchange with I-4 and 275. Not surprised there. So this is the Selmon right here, named after Leroy Selmon, if I recall. But it connects the eastern suburbs of Tampa with downtown, and they extended it further down here so that you can get across the bay without going back up to Interstate 275. So basically, the Selmon is the connector for all these eastern suburbs of Tampa right here. That's how you get in downtown without having to go all the way up to Interstate 4 and putting even more traffic on that road. So right now, I think it's 2 lanes on each side. Let's turn this off. Okay, 6 lanes in some parts, mostly 2 lanes. But yeah, that's the Selmon. It's that main expressway right there, comes into downtown Tampa. If you've ridden it on the westbound direction, it probably has the best views of the Tampa skyline. It's really nice, very nice roadway out there in Florida. Let's continue with the story.
Tampa has skyrocketed, and with that, more cars on the road, including the Selmon Expressway, to ease your work commute. Greg Slater, Tampa Hillsborough Expressway Authority CEO, says has become
this vital artery in the city all day, every day.
There's no question. Growth in Tampa has skyrocketed. And with that, more cars on the road.
Now see what they just said? Same thing that I said that some people didn't like to hear. But all this growth coming to Florida, and mostly single family homes, putting more cars on the roadways in Florida. And guess what you have to do? You have to expand the roadways,
including the Selmon Expressway.
You know, we are setting records every week on the expressway,
especially in its newest stretch, extending to the Gandy Bridge that opened.
And the new stretch is that part they're talking about, that I was talking about here. This part that goes down here, and to get you to this is the Gandy Bridge. So it's the alternative. It stops everyone from having to get on this bridge to get across from Tampa to St. Petersburg into Pinellas County.
Almost exactly 4 years ago.
That project today is seeing traffic levels that we predicted to see in 2030.
Here's a look at the average daily transactions across the entire Selmon by year. Back in 2020, nearly 131,000 people use the expressway every day.
March 7th, we hit a new high, 278,000 transactions on the expressway. 3 years ago, when I came here, the first record we set was 250. That is now our average every day.
The Expressway Authority knew it was time to match those numbers, so it created the South Selmon Capacity Project, using $300 to $400 million of revenue from tolls.
We're going to add another.
Well, that is the good thing, though. One thing I do like about Florida is that Florida's toll roads go back into the roads. So Florida, one thing good about Florida is Florida has some impressive roadway infrastructure, except for Interstate 4 and between Tampa and Orlando, but they're supposed to be fixing that later. But for the most part, Florida is they keep ahead of the game when it comes to this stuff.
In each direction to manage some of the growth. A lot of that will be on the inside of the expressway.
Plus, update drainage infrastructure.
Rebuild all of the underpasses. So 14 underpasses in South Tampa will have newly refreshed pedestrian infrastructure, pedestrian features.
Construct a dog park off Bay to Bay and add noise walls near residential areas.
We want to carry that look and feel that you have on Gandy Boulevard, that blue and white roadway, all the way through South Tampa, peaked by a signature bridge here at the Hillsborough River Bridge.
Plus, work with the city to build the West Riverwalk out to Bayshore Boulevard.
Nice.
Yeah, certainly a lot to look forward here. The Expressway Authority tells me right now they're working to nail down a contractor for the work, and construction should begin this time next year, starting on the downtown side.
Yeah, if you like roads and you haven't driven on the Selmon, then you probably want to go check that out. That part they're showing at the end with the spikes on top is one of the most beautiful designs I've seen around. So it is pretty cool. So they're going to extend the Riverwalk. They're going to make more of the expressway look like that. They're doing good things down in Florida. Quite impressive. And they're doing it with no state tax. How about that?